everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is again your one and only Miss All or Nothing, only here in Miss All or Nothing TV. And for today's content, I'll be discussing to you possible research topics in which from these research topics you can get a glance to start your research problem, especially if you're grade 11 or grade 12 students, or if you are in your fourth year college days, because this month is what we call as thesis days for the graduating students in college in any school or university in the entire Philippines. So without further ado, we will start. Now everyone take note that a research problem or how to start a research problem seems very difficult if you are still in your grade 11 or grade 12 years, especially those who are graduating students in college, because so to speak, writing is the very key ingredient on how it is to feel at ease when it comes to research writing or thesis writing. So these are the following topics in which you can start your research problem via these possible topics that I'll be revealing to you. A research problem may come from 1. Social issues. What do you mean by social issues? Topics that can either come from social or political arena. Let us get a concrete example of social issues from political arena. Let us say between PRRD or President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and the Vice President Leni Robredo, you wanted to start a research to find out if among these two, where the Filipinos really trust. Is it to PRRD or is it to Leni Robredo? So let us say, just like what the SWS survey is doing, to find out the trust rating between the president of the country and the vice president, and it turned out that the great majority of the Filipinos, that's more than 90%, do trust the president rather than the vice president. So you can start writing a research problem questioning as to the knowledge, perceptions, and information exposure of Filipinos as to which political leader performs best when it comes to running the country Philippines. Just like what SWS survey is doing, it turned out that great majority of the Filipinos do highly trusted the president rather than the vice president. So that's one of the examples that you can start writing your research problem, just simply looking at the social issues and even specifically from the political arena. You can also start to write a research problem by looking at the existing theories. Why? Because research at first aims to develop and test existing theories. Let us take a look at the example of the existing theory of Albert Einstein with the very famous equation, which is E is equals to mc squared. So what if you are going to launch research either proving or disproving the theory of Albert Einstein, what we call as the theory of relativity? So among the several claims in the theory of relativity is the existence of black hole in the universe that swiftly eats any planetary objects in the universe. So what if you are going to launch research to disprove the claim of Albert Einstein about the existence of black hole? So you can also start a research problem via looking at the existing theories. Either you are going to prove or to disprove existing theories. And then come to know that you can also start to write research problem by looking at the folklores of which our country and forefathers highly believed. Now, what do you mean by folklores? Folklores refers to beliefs that can either be right or wrong. Example, may namamatay na let us say part of the family may namatay. And then one of the folklores of the Filipino is if you own part of the family and there's someone that died in the family, you are not supposed to shower or to take a bath within any corner of the house for so long as the dead body is still in the house. It's not yet buried. But the moment the dead entity is already buried, by then you can already take a bath or take a shower. That's one of the example of wrong folklores. Now when we speak of right folklores, let us say you're a construction worker and then you used to work from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. and after 5 p.m. exactly 5:01 in the afternoon will take a shower up to the maximum of 3 hours. That will lead you to what we call as pasma. Klaro tayo dyan? So that's one of the examples of a right folklore. So testing, again, disproving or proving existing folklores can be a great idea for you to sort a research problem. Klaro tayo dyan?
Oh, yes,
I'm
Daddy.
explaining in Tagalog and in English so that you can understand best things that I am saying. And the fourth idea, everyone, is that you can start your research problem via conducting brainstorming. Now, what is brainstorming? It is a key in finding new techniques and new questions that researchers are very curious of. In the context of research, brainstorming is what we call as focus group discussions or FGD. Now, what do you mean by FGD? You are going to investigate key personalities that are involved in your research in a minimum of 2 to the maximum of 12 key personalities. Let us say you are going to start the research to measure the knowledge perceptions and information exposure of vegetable farmers as to why they keep on continue using inorganic pesticides despite the fact that inorganic pesticides can adversely affect the human health. So why is it that really vegetable farmers cannot not use inorganic pesticides, despite the real fact or the fact that inorganic pesticides can greatly harm our health as humans? So it was found out that there are really a great majority of vegetable farmers that continue to use pesticides despite adverse effects, because it is only through pesticides that high production or high yield is attained every harvesting period of the vegetables being planted. So, meron po talaga mga pest na nagiging tolerant siya if you are not going to apply the inorganic pesticide. Let us say it is campaigned by let us say ATI or Department of Agriculture to ideally use organic pesticides, but the fact is there are pests that are very tolerant to the effects of organic pesticides. So the last resort or the last course of action that vegetable farmers would take is to use or apply inorganic pesticides. Again, why? Because inorganic pesticides, real talk, is the only key for high yield or high production of their vegetables per harvesting period. Also mind that a research problem may come from consultation with experts. Let us say in a certain barangay there are already 300 citizens who suffered from diarrhea. So you wanted to look at closely the events. So why it already reached 300 people to suffer from diarrhea, that there's really a cause of that diarrhea. So you wanted to talk to key personalities, let us say health experts in your locality or in your city, a minimum of 2 up to the maximum of 12 experts that are expert in treating and in the study of diarrhea. So from the consultation with the experts, you can get best remedies in order that those 300 people suffering from diarrhea will have or will met the cure of the illness that they're suffering. So, klaro tayo dyan. Consultation with experts. You talk to people who are experts in their fields in order to arrive at the best course of action to take to finally stop the disease. Everyone, lastly, you can start the research problem from question-seeking answers. Let us say, what's question-seeking answers? The what if questions in your mind. Let us say, what if Earth will explode by year 2050? So, what should humans do in order to continue to exist if the Earth will come to its end? That's why NASA is doing a number of exploratory research to the moon, to Mars, and to Venus. That what if one day we, the humans, or the human civilization, will live on moon, on Mars, and on Venus? Because we all know that every planet existing in our galaxy will really have to die. Will really have to have its end. So that's why NASA, with all their genius people studying, conducting exploratory research to the moon, to Mars, and to several planets and their heavenly bodies, only to find out if there is life in there, if there's a huge possibility that human civilization would live there. What if Earth will come to its end? So everyone, that's it for today.